because I'm going to give you a lot, but I love you. So let's get going. If you haven't met me before, my name is Erica V, and I am known as the queen of non-pushy sales. So you're in good hands with me. Everything that I teach you is going to be about creating curiosity. Touch your nose. That's what I tell people. Create curiosity. Okay. People are nosy. Okay. Everything I teach you is going to be about blessing and serving others. So there will be nothing that's going to make you feel icky or yucky about approaching people or having them approach your table. Okay. So I've been in business over 30 years. Well, not over, like around 30 years. Okay. So I had a jewelry business when I was a young teen. I had a nail and tanning and skin salon when I was 19. I had a Jamaican restaurant in Yaman when I was 21. I also have been in direct sales almost 20 years. And my corporate position was to go to underperforming, they were weight loss, retail, and service centers, and fly I was on a plane every 2 weeks. Okay. I'd go in, I'd assess it, I'd write out their sales process, we'd change it, I'd train it, we'd implement it, and in 2 weeks we would quadruple the sales. And it was sustainable and it kept on growing. So the whole reason I'm telling you all of this is because if we haven't met, I do know what I'm talking about. And I think that's very important. And I'm just going to say this, like I have been virtual. I don't even, honestly, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years, no more than 10 years. I forget, 12 years, let's just say, but I mastered it. Okay. I practice what I preach, and I never tell you anything like, hey, maybe this, you try this or whatever, if I haven't tried it out or tested it. And I'm giving you this knowledge right now because there's so many people since the pandemic, right, who might have been a one-hit wonder. They did one thing and then boom, they're teaching you that. And then they're copying other people's stuff and they're teaching all this. We all need to learn from many people, right? But just be careful who you are listening to and make sure that they have done this and that it's been proven more times than once. All right. Okay. Let's see. Denise said, my mother worked for a company that made recirculating toilets. What? And I worked their vendor business when I was 15. Awesome. She's doing phenomenal. She's in my Blessing Method course, and she just told us she had like 221 leads from her vendor event. So super exciting. All right. So why do we go to a vendor event? So first of all, what is a vendor event? Some people call them a booth. They say, I'm going to go get a booth at the fair, or they say, I'm going to go get a table. Okay, so you've heard table, you've heard booth, you've heard a vendor event, maybe you've heard of a trade show. Okay, so basically it could even be at a flea market, it could be a yard sale. I get invited to go to our nursing home, and I have a table there. They've invited me for this summer to come to their farmers market where I will have a table. So you have to just know that these are kind of all interchangeable. So basically what it is, it's a setup. Whether it's you have a 6-foot long table. One time I went and I just had a stool and I put a plastic tablecloth on it because they just kind of fit me in. It's a place that you go where there's going to be a whole bunch of people, and your job is to get them to come over into your space and basically for you to get their contact information. Okay. But you can't be doing this. Okay. You can't be like, yo, come over here. I just need your name. Let me get, what's your name? There needs to be a reason for them to come over. Okay. So you do need to do your prep work in advance. And that's why I created the guide. So you know exactly what you need to do. I mean, you need to have an email going out. You have a lot of stuff to go. Okay. So let's get back. Okay. So now at this event, okay, typically you have a 4-foot or 6-foot table. So there's some things that if you're going to do a lot of these, what you might want to invest in is go on Amazon and get a black tablecloth. Now, they just came out with these ones that like shrink wrap, they're like really tight against the table. So it almost looks like you see the shape of the table. I would for sure recommend getting that. I have the really long drapey ones because I thought they would be safer. They're not. People slide on them. If there's wheelchairs, they get stuck. So it's like $14, I believe, to get the nice tablecloth that's kind of like shapewear for the table. What do you think of that term? Okay. So that's a business expense, and that's a whole nother day, but just save your receipt or use QuickBooks like I talked about the other day on TikTok. Okay. If you're not on TikTok following me, please do. Erica V Sells. I give a lot of different advice over there. Okay. So you're going to have a tablecloth, so you're always ready. And then what you're going to have on your table are some things that are going to bring people in. Okay. So typically when I go to these events, I am not selling anything. What I'm there to do is to lead generate. Now, some companies, they have these tables and it's almost like flea market style. Well, let's say that you sell shakes. Okay. So you'll have like 27 shakes, or you sell lotions and potions and you have all this stuff. And what I've noticed is that the people who are going there to sell like a boatload of stuff, they're not using their noggin to think about future sales. Okay. So let me just stop for 1 second. Kirsten liked the shapewear for tables. If you are able to sell at a vendor event, a flea market, a booth, what I would encourage you to do is start creating your mailing list. Do y'all want to know something? I'm always thinking about the future. When I have a yard sale at my home, do you know I have a mailing list now? I've been doing this for years. I say, hey, did you like the stuff I had? Because I typically have 2 yard sales a year. Just jot down your email and I'll just email you out. Or if you're on Facebook, just give me that information and I'll make sure that, I message you to let you know. Maybe you can come for a sneak peek. I'm building my email list for my yard sale. Think about it. Why would this be good? If you're going to go and sell at a flea market, a vendor event, or whatever, and you're going to go often, well, don't you want to tell the people to come back? The other thing is that all you sell? I'm sure you have other things that they might want to buy. I'm sure the only thing you do is go there. You probably have an online shop. You probably have other things. So I always want you to be thinking the bigger picture, okay? And that's where someone like me, a sales strategist, comes in, because I use my fancy glasses and I think and I look at things differently, okay? So if you're taking notes and you are in a position where you are going to be selling at that table, you need to be collecting information. Whether you have a QR code, a text to enter, you have just a paper that says, if you like this, put your name here and I'm going to send you out a coupon. I'm going to notify you when I'm going to be here again. Do y'all like that information? Okay. All right. So now the majority of the people that I work with, they cannot sell at a vendor event or a table. What they're there to do is to, everyone touch your nose, create curiosity, make new friends, right? And what? Gather leads, get their information. Okay. So what I would say is then for that table, okay, you're going to want to make sure that you don't have it all junked up. Okay. You want it to be nice and clean and tidy. Okay. You want it to have something on there to lure people in. So when I was 19, my very first event I went to, so that was my second salon. Okay. The man who I was renting from had a guide, like a TV guide type thing. Right. And he did bridal events and he's like, hey, I think this would be great for you. And we had an open space. Typically it's $500. I will give you the table for free of charge if you will offer a free manicure to each one of the people who come in. And I was smart back then at 19. And I said, well, how will I know that they were there? I need a list to verify. So I was like, well, that's good. So make sure that you're always going to be able to get a list if you're giving out something. Okay. Or if you're obligated to donate a prize, you need to know how are you going to have the person's contact information. Okay. A lot of the time, they say, well, if you can come here for $35, but you have to bring a $50 prize or a $10 prize. And I always say, not a problem at all, but I'm going to need to make sure that I'll be able to have the contact information for the prize winner because mine includes a gift certificate. Hint, hint, always give a gift certificate. Okay. So back to the table. So at that first bottle show that I went to, we went back to my shop 2 times. We literally packed up my salon. I sold jewelry at my shop. I sold purses. I sold everything that a girl would love. My table must have looked like a flea market. Looking back now, I'm embarrassed. But hey, you got to start somewhere. I even had like those big ceramic columns. I remember we were dragging them. We were throwing stuff in hampers, setting it all up. I did not know what to do. I just noticed that the other people had a lot of stuff on their tables. Okay. So I thought I needed to do that too. I can't remember what happened, but I know that I did get a lot of lifetime clients from that because they came to cash in their free manicure. Then I sold them on tanning and then their makeup for their wedding and their skincare. Okay. So that was my first one. Now, guess what, guys? I need to be in and out. I've got a packing list. I have in a clear page protector. I always have one rolling bag ready. I use boxes that products have come in, and I have one box for mini clipboards. You're going to need those. I have another box. You're going to need slips of paper where people fill in their information, okay? And you're going to need a display. I encourage you to look at your table, measure it out, measure the table, because what you think a 6-foot table is might not be. And what you're going to want to do is have different levels. So everything isn't flat like this, okay? So what I do is I use boxes like Amazon boxes, and I just put them underneath my tablecloth, which might not work if you have the shapewear tablecloth I just talked about. So what I would say is get a second tablecloth, like a nice one, maybe a different color, maybe the branding for your company, and just drape it over the boxes. So you'll have one level here, and then you will have your spinning wheel or your guessing jar. Okay. And that's then you'll have your clipboards. And then this is the second thing that I was taught. I used to advertise on the radio, okay? And they invited me to go to nurses' night at this, I can't remember the name of the hotel, but it was a hotel. And I remember my radio station ad rep called me and said, hey, have you done these before? I was like, well, the year before, but I don't want to bring all that stuff. They're like, let me just give you the best piece of advice. And I was like, what is it? And he said, get Hershey Kisses. I was like, well, that's not a problem, but why would I want Hershey Kisses? He said, get yourself some bowls from the Dollar Tree, like that look pretty, and put them all over your table, because they are going to serve hors d'oeuvres. They're going to serve things. People are going to be chatting, and then they're going to spot that chocolate. And how easy is it just to grab a couple Hershey Kisses while they're unwrapping? You are going to talk to them. You're going to get their information and get them to, to sign up for your tanning package or whatever. That was genius, and I still use it to this day. So if it's a hot month, I don't use Hershey Kisses. I use the red and white Starlight mints from basically the Dollar Tree. Okay, you sprinkle them around your table, you put them in bowls. Then if it's in the cooler months, I will definitely use Hershey Kisses. I am very conscious about allergens. There are people allergic to dairy, but the majority of people are allergic to peanuts or nuts. So I do not use any peanut or nut products at my table, because we don't want to have anything bad happen. Okay. So, in my guide, Leanne said, what size spinning wheel do you use? I have the links. I have everything in my guide. Okay. All right. So good question. I'm going to show you one of mine right now. Okay. So on your table, you're going to have some bowls. You're going to have Hershey Kisses in them or whatever. So you want people to come over. So what's in it for them? What's in it for them? Why should they come over? What are the words going to be that you're going to say to these people to get them to come over to your table? Oh, somebody said about the guessing jar. Okay, hold on. So you're going to have a spinning wheel, and basically it's, did you spin my wheel? Or you have a guessing jar. So I have several of these guessing jars, and this is very important that you cannot use the same one all the time, because I don't do vendor events very much anymore, because I have so many leads coming into me daily on social media and my texting frames. But I went to the Goodwill. If anyone have a Christmas tree shop near you, say yes or no. And I got, it's around the corner. So I have these big rectangle, like up and down vases, like a pillar. And what I did was, anytime we used product in my office here, and we saved the boxes, if we put it on our display, or if it was my own personal one, or if my client we were opening their products while they're here and I was numbering them, I said, hey, would you mind if I keep your boxes, because I want to put them in my guessing jar. So my guessing jar was full of empty boxes, and then in between there, if it was holiday, I put Christmas bulbs. If it was fall, I put leaves. Okay, so I had that, and I had another one look like a big margarita jar. You could use all different things, but you want it to be pretty significant. Okay, and then change it out. So, because if you have the same jar all the time, people aren't going to stop by your table. They're going to say, well, I know it was 121 last time, right? Okay, so you either have your jar or your spinning wheel. So this is one of my spinning wheels. Well, I have two of them. So I have this one. I don't want to show this too complete, because so this one's heavier. Okay, they're both dry erase. I actually recommend this one more because it's heavier than this one. Okay, they both came. Sorry, hold on. That one's missing a screw in the bottom. Grace is going to be an engineer. She takes all the screws out of everything. She never puts anything back though. That's Grace's Gigi girl. Okay. So I'm just going to show you this one. Okay. So you've seen me do this here, like treasure chest, and again, Amazon cards. Usually it's written on here. This one came with like 5 different, like a white one, different colors. But what I found as I tested it out, the rainbow is the one that draws the people in. You can get it to be on a stand. You can get it on different things. This is a really good size. I had a bigger one. It's very hard to transport. It has to be on a stand. People could trip over it. So I like this one because sometimes it's windy and I'll actually hold it in my hand. You want to make friends with the other vendors, right? So as people are packing up, you're going to walk around. Did you spin my wheel? And you have your papers with you. But I want you to take note to this sound, okay? You hear it? Hold on. That sound is what's going to lure people over, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of kids. If your ideal client is a mama, a grandma, a female, whatever, that sound is going to bring those kiddos over to you. So what you want to say is, because they're not your client, you say, hey, oh my gosh, I'd love for you to spin. So is there a grown-up with you? And I say, go get your grown-up and let's see if they'll let you spin, okay? And then what happens? The grown-up comes over and you say, well, would it be okay if, well, Johnny spun my wheel, right? And they're like, sure. And so they spin the wheel and then they know exactly what they're getting, okay? They know they won a $25 gift card to use during their glowing hair session. They earned a $20 session to attend Mary West Network. They earned a $25 gift card when they attend Mary West in person in Kitsap County networking event. I'm making this up, okay? But I'm just giving you things that you can put on there. And again, I have this all in my guide, but listen, the reason why it's so stinking important, and I cannot stress this enough, I did all this before. I struggled. Do you know how hard it is to have someone to come to your table and then you're like, fill this out because you could win this $50 prize, and then the people don't know what it is, and then they're filling out this paper and you're asking a million questions and now they're confused and their kids running away, and you got to make it clear. This is what you want, and this is why I will be contacting you for you to claim it. So they're excited about what they want. I promise you guys, I built a huge, oh my God. my cords, that was crazy. I'm gonna have to re-record that. Sorry. I promise you guys, I built a huge business and a team with vendor events, but I struggled in the beginning because I was like, it wasn't clear about what the prize was. They forgot. And I was spending so much time calling and texting people. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So as a sales strategist, I'm like, this is not a good use of my time at all. So now it's perfect. They spun the wheel or they guessed my jar and they knew exactly what they were going to win. Then you hand them over the pen. I hold the clipboard actually in my hand. And I said, okay, so I'm going to write down that you won, blah, blah, blah. What's your name? Okay. What's your cell number? And what's your email? Just in case, sometimes, and I say I'm dyslexic. I transpose numbers. If you're not dyslexic, well, don't lie about it, but just say, hey, just in case. Okay. And then you say, I'm going to text you tomorrow with your claim form. And then do it. Text them tomorrow with their claim form. Every single day that goes by that you don't text them for them to claim it, they're forgetting about you. That excitement, that high, whatever is done. You are costing yourself money, and that person was excited. Do not go into a vendor event and gain leads if you're not going to call people. I'm being dead serious, and let me tell you why, okay? So my girlfriend was telling people this. She's like, y'all have to call people. And she said that this lady came up to her table and said, hey, I was here last year, and I entered to win this prize, and no one ever called me. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Let's get your name. And she goes, no, I wanted that prize so bad for my sister and me to do together. And my friend's like, okay, no problem. Because we don't know what happened, right? Like who didn't call, what happened? Because sometimes you split up names when you're at the booth. And she's like, well, let me get your name. What's your sister's name? She goes, no, you don't understand. I wanted that prize because my sister was dying. And I wanted to have that special session to be together with her. And she goes, my sister's dead. It doesn't matter anymore. And she walked away. Do you know that I will never not call someone? Because y'all don't know what that person's going through. But I bet that rep didn't call that person because maybe they didn't know the words to use. Maybe they felt uncomfortable. Maybe they themselves were confused about why they were gathering names. That is why when I tell you guys, I will give you magic scripts, right? When you work with me, because I know, okay, I've been a top leader, that the majority of people don't follow up because they're not clear on the words that they have to say, to get people to say yes. And it's not twisting arms. It's just that we want to say things short, sweet, to the point, but make it clear. Why are you contacting them? Okay, so the next day you text them the claim form. As you know, I use a survey. That claim form is critical because on that, it's going to be your survey, right? You're going to ask them the pre-qualifying questions. You're going to know if this person is even your ideal client. You're going to know all of this stuff, right? And then you're going to go through the blessing method. They're either going to come to an event or you're going to present in 15 minutes. You're going to gain your 5 referrals. You're going to gain your team members. You're going to sell 3 to 4 times as much if you follow these steps and hold that appointment or have them come to an event than if you just gave away a lotion or potion at your table. Promise you that. Promise, promise, promise. Okay. All right. So is this helpful? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? They come to your table, spin your wheel, they guess, fill out their name, you text them the next day. So you need to know this stuff in advance. And there's some things you're going to want to do. You're going to want to go live while you're there. You're going to tell people where you are. There's a lot of different things. And again, I put this in my guide. Okay. So if you would like my guide, just type the word guide and we'll make sure that you get the link. So it's a small fee for my guide, but let me tell you, this guide is going to transform your business. Okay. So this guide, can I share I don't know if I can share my screen. Hold on. Let me try to share my screen. Can I? Oh, I can't. Okay. Well, anyway, because I didn't upload it first here. But anyway, so the guide gives you the packing slips, the script. It gives you the things that you should buy. It gives you what to say when you're there, what to say after. It tells you all those little tiny details, such as having your email prepared in advance. All the stuff that you need to know to have a successful event. I wish somebody had offered this to me, because it took me a while. It took me probably 2 years to get this down pat so that I know exactly what I need to do. There's no stress. This bag is packed at all times. If you say to me, Erica, I got an opening at a farmer's market on Tuesday and I'd love for you to come, I just pull out my paper. It's a dry erase. It's in one of these things. Okay, with your marker, and I just verify I have everything. The only thing sometimes I do have to do is freshen up like my Hershey Kisses and stuff, but I even put a white mailing label on that Ziploc bag where I pour my Hershey Kisses in, and I say the date I opened it. So I keep that away from other stuff because I don't want it to smell like fragrance, okay? So that's something I do. So if you want my guide, okay, say guide, we'll get you out that link. Sorry, I spent half of my day creating this second guide, making it more detailed for all of you that I didn't have time to get the link and everything and, ready for you. So you have to give me like 15 minutes after this and I will make sure that I have it for you. And if you know someone, maybe you have a team member, it might be something that they'd like to do, but it's printable guide, it's self-explanatory. And I believe in a recipe, right? A recipe. You just print it and you can go do a vendor event on Saturday. Okay. I promise you. I know that Leanne is going to do that. Just a tip. If you are in my special blessing method course, the new one, okay, y'all get your discount. You get your 50%. So use your special code. Don't say the code out loud here for others or I'll have to change it. But please use your special code if you want the guide when you do it, because refunds cost us money, right? So please do that for me. Oh, right. Oh, Mary, love my tips. Oh, you're so welcome. And she wants the guide. Yay, 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 yay. All right, she's got a question. Or are you saying, thank you for mentioning my Mary West Network. I'm happy to give a $25 gift card to use 1 month free to our networking group. Any business that want a gift or a prize when you are having an event or doing something for an extra prize you can use. How sweet is that? Oh my gosh. So she's offering a prize too. So listen, remember yesterday or the day before when I was live and I said, partner with other businesses. This is a perfect example that you can both grow your business together. See how easy it is, guys? Just to partner with other people. All right. So I love you guys, and just type the word guide, share this out. Give me some feedback. When you go to order your guide, there'll be another option if you want to have a strategy session with me. And hold on, let me tell you how much the guide is. Where is it? I don't even know. Hold on. I don't even know where anything is. I don't know. It's like $25 or something. Okay. It's not very much. Okay. But it's going to change your business. It's definitely going to change your business. And the last thing is, if you're not in my new program, the Blessing Method course, okay, please join it. Please join it. This is like the last thing that you'll need to do in your business. If you want to have a business that runs like a machine, if you want leads coming to you when you're 30,000 feet in the air, when you're not working, if you want to keep your customers, if you want to recruit, if you want to sell more, if you want to be organized, if you want to stop wasting time, that's the course for you. Okay. So it's got the beginning steps, and I'll be teaching part of it live, and the rest it's on your own, plus me for 3 months to hold your hand. I'm going to give you surveys. You will have everything. I've never done anything like this before. But I really see the need for so many people, because I know many people, they buy course after course, course after course. They don't complete them. They get overwhelmed. But the thing is, they're buying it for one thing. Maybe they just bought it to learn how to sell at Christmas. But what about the rest of the year? What I teach is business strategy. I give you the 5 steps that you will be successful with, and you have a guarantee with it. If you follow my steps to the T and you're not successful, I'm going to give you your money back. I'm not interested in taking your money, but guess what? You will be successful. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I'll be back in 2 days. Bye.